And welcome back to the third part of this tutorial. So what I'm going to do is let's come straight to the converter button here, and let's go to events and let's select the code builder there. The one we need is this very one, so click on OK. And the first thing I want to do is, you see right up here where we have option explicit, I'm going to declare the following variables. So let's enter a comment there. So I'm just going to call that currency converter variables. Now the very first variable I'm going to declare, let's say dim US_dollar as double, followed by dim, let's go for Nigerian_naira as double. So I'm going to speed that up now. Okay, that's it. So right underneath here I've actually declared room variables as well. So let me just copy, paste that in there and call that room variables there. So alright, the next thing I want to do is let's select this converter again and select the code right there. That's the converter. I'm going to get rid of these ones. Okay, right in there. The first thing I'd like to do is let me declare another variable. So let's say dim, I'll say British underscore pounds as double there. Now whatever we have in here, let's look for the name of that very object, this very one. So let's see, what's the name? It's called, let's see, it should have a name. Okay, it's going to be called amount_entered. So let's come into event and we will be able to see the real name. That's the name there. So I'm going to copy amount_enter. So right in here, the next thing I will do is, let's say British pounds, copy that, equals whatever we enter, let's say by value amount_enter, this one, let's copy that, cut it off, paste it in there, dot text, right, that is it. Now let's say the Nigerian naira, or let's go for the US. That's the first one. Copy the US one. Let's enter the value of the US. This might not be the current rate, so I would advise you guys to look for the current rate. The choice is yours. The current exchange rate, and the Nigerian one is, let's say it's 4.1 whatever. And the next country, let's go for Kenyan shillings. Copy that, paste that in there. Kenyan shillings, let's say is 131.84. so let's speed that up. And there, guys, so all of the variables, we have assigned value to each of the variables. So that's it. So the next thing I want to do now is, okay guys, let's use an if statement to determine the value that is entered. So I'm going to say if CMB currency dot value equals, let's say Canada, then we now need to enter the value in here. Let's say currency underscore convert or converted equals the British pounds right here. Let's copy it right here, there, and multiply that by, let's multiply that by Canadian dollar, there, right, and if. Okay, so that's the very first one. Now if we want to add the Canadian sign, dollar sign, let's say that is it right there, and that, okay, there. Else, I'm going to use else if it's Nigeria, then we multiply that, and we change this to Nigeria. And the Nigerian sign, you can always get that inside Word document right here. Okay, that is it right there. We have most of the different currency symbols here. Okay, that is the Nigerian one there. I think I just passed it. That's it right there. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. Let's hope it will work, and I'll paste it right in here. No, it's not accepting. It's not accepting that, so I'm just going to put an N there. So the next one, I'm going to copy that, paste another one, and let's change this to Kenya, and this will become Kenya, and this is else if, then this one will be Kenya, provided the spelling that I have in this right. Okay, then we have Brazil. Paste that in there, Brazil, and change this to Brazil as well. Brazil. Okay, so we're going to have to verify to make sure everything is right. Then we also have okay. Alright, let's take care of the US dollars before we miss that out. So I need that is USA. So it's gonna be US dollars. Paste. And this one is simple, just enter the dollar sign. The Brazilian, so let me just say BRA. I can always look for that later, and Kenya, KS for now. Now we need 3 more, so I'm just going to copy 3, paste. So that is going to be India. That's India, and we change this to India. Then we have Philippines. Change that to Philippines, and this to Philippines as well. Let's get rid of that. Then we have Indonesia. Copy, change, and repeat the same thing here. Okay, so the Indonesian currency, I'm just going to put IND, maybe change it later on. Philippines, I do have the sign of Philippines here, but I doubt if this system will accept it. Except if we don't, it's not accepting it, so I'm just going to call it PHI. And India, I also have that of India, but it's not working. Indian rupee. let's call it I on there. Okay, so all that I just need to do now is to try it out. So let's save it and come right here, right click, or come up here and just select that. So that is the Canadian. Let's change that to Brazil and see if that's going to change. That's fine. Brazil changes. India, that is correct. Kenya, that's good. Indonesia, that is fine. Nigeria, and let's check out Philippines, that's good. Then finally USA. Good. You see the currency converter is working. So if I click on add new, the last bit is USA. Let's change this name here to Alan, and let's say it's Alan Parker. That's the USA guy, and the address would be maybe 55 Denton High Road. Okay, there, and this might be whatever. Telephone number 911 to whatever 991, and that was gonna be USA there. So let's just say add new. Hopefully that should be right on our table here for Alan Parker. There we go, guys. That is, those are all the information for Alan Parker right there. You see that? Okay, that's what we have for Alan Parker. That's fine. It's working the way we want. Good. So all that is left for us to do now is to work out how much you have to pay per day. Okay, so let's do that now. Okay, let's go back to the design view. Now, for us to work out the cost of staying in the hotel, depending on the numbers of days. So in the first place, we're going to have to deduct this current date from how many days you intend to stay in the hotel. So let's come back in here. You see the total? Let's select the events, click events, and just before I start, let me show you guys one thing. You see, we're going to need this tax. That's the name of this text box. This one is called subtotal, and this is total. And I named this one last rent dates, current dates. So let's come in here, then select this, select the event, code builder, click on OK, and right here, that's it. Let me take it up so that you can see. The first thing I like to do in here is I'm going to declare the following variable: I tax. Now I'm going to declare C tax. C tax will be the cost as double. Okay, now total number of days, that is where I want everything stored, equals, let's use this function. This function actually find the difference between days. So let's say D, comma, and we say C dates. Let's put that in a bracket. Current, that should be current underscore day. Close that bracket, comma, C date last underscore rent underscore day. Those are the text box I'm actually referring to here. There. So with that means if I run this program now, let me save that and make sure everything is correct here. If I run it, what will happen is, let's come in here view the form. Let's select some days in there. Current date today is 12, and total number of days, let's go for maybe 27. And if I click on total, there we go. Okay, so that is done. So all I then need to do is, if single is selected, the variable single is the value assigned to single is then multiplied by this to get the total, or double, or maybe family size. Now let's go back in here. Let's go into our code here. Let's see, where is it? Select the button again and click on that. There we go. Now in here, the following variables that I declared in here, let me give them a value. Did you see these variables? I'm going to give them all a value. So I'm just going to copy it and delete what I don't want in there. Delete this. The value for that, let's make that £55 per night, and this one, and get rid of this anyway. Get rid of that. Get rid of this as well. That's why I have the error in the first place. And this one, let's say 95.9, and the next one here, let's go for 76.5 or whatever. Okay, there. So I've now assigned some value to all of those variables. Okay, let's use the if statement. If room type dot value let's say equals single, then single, that's correct. Let's say C tax equals, let's say single room, which is this variable up here, multiply by value this, what we have in here. Let me just copy all of that, paste it in there, close that, and multiply that by I tax and divide by 100. So I tax, let me assign a value to the I tax so that we know the cost of the tax itself. So let's close this. So the tax, I tax, is going to be what? Maybe we can make that about, let's say 0.2. No, that might be too much. Okay, that's the tax rate, so that is fine. All right, so in that case, tax is my text box. If I say dot text, you will see that in there, but in Access you just enter the name. Tax equals C tax. So whatever the tax rate is then assigned into the tax box there. And let's go for subtotal equals, let's say single room here, multiply, let's multiply that by, let's copy all of this, that is for single room. Okay, now what about total? Okay, in the case of total, let me just copy all of this here, copy everything in here. Total equals that. Okay, single room, multiply by this, and let's add C tax to it. C tax. That is my single room. I'm going to close this here. Okay, let's enter and if. So what I'm going to do now is I'll now copy this and just use else if there. And all I just need to do is to change this variable. Instead of single, I'm going to make that double. If it's double room, and change this single to double room right here, and double room here as well. There. So let's copy this for the family room. Copy, come right down here, paste, and that would be for the family room. Copy, change that to family room, repeat exactly the same thing here and here, and this becomes family. Right, I think we are ready to give it a shot. Or maybe before that, let's do one more thing. You see right underneath here, I'm going to say tax equals, let's format that to give us pound sign or whatever. Tax, comma, and that will be pound sign, comma, 0.00. Close that there. And that is it for the pound sign. So I'm going to copy that for the next one. The next one is going to be subtotal, sub underscore total. Paste. Change this to subtotal. There, and finally let's do one for total as well. Paste that there, get rid of this. It's for total, and here get rid of this as well. There we go. Right, okay, let's give it a try and see what we've done so far. So I'm going to come straight to the design view here. Alright, let's go to view from. Right, let's enter new data. So right there, let's give this reference, and I'm gonna just say HMS as the reference number, and the name, let's call the name Alan Moore, and address Goodman Road, and postcode telephone number of Mr. Moore, and national of, let's see, maybe let's make him a Nigerian, and current date, let's say today's date, and how long is he going to be staying in the hotel for. Let's say he's going to be staying till on the 18th, and let's work out the, okay, let's come in here. How many rooms? Double. Room telephone number, and no, that's the room number. Then the extension, and Alan is male, date of birth, let's say 1980. Let's come in here and just enter something in there. 1980. And form of identification, let's go for his passport. Does he have any money to exchange? Okay, let's say it's Nigerian money, and he's got that, and let's convert that. Now let's work out how many days. There we go. For 6 days, it's going to be staying with us for 6 days, 12 to the 18th, and that's what he has to pay. Okay, so with that, guys, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. So you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.